Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for the next episode in my Sketch With Me series. We are going to be working with the You Graduated collection, and I have picked a sketch from the 101 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketches book. We're going to be working from page 42. And I have a graduate this year, so I think this is going to be a fun layout to put together for any graduate you have, be it kindergarten, high school, college, or beyond. Let's get to it. Page 42 in our book is one I've looked at several times, and I just kind of haven't found the right collection to work with for it. Here is what I'm going to be doing for my mats, and then a couple extra paper strips we're adding to this layout. I think I've come up with something that works nicely, stays true to the sketch, but yeah, we're not doing 3x4 photos. We are going to do 3 4x6 on each side of this layout. For this layout, we are going to be using the composition paper for the base of both sides. It's the one with the gray grid on the back side of it. I did pull out my cap and diploma punch, and I punched it with the black shimmer cardstock. We also are going to be using, for my strips, I originally thought I wanted to do this, but then when I saw it on the composition, I kind of thought, oh, it might be a little too black and white, and I liked the contrast with the Golden Diamonds page. So I have 2 1-inch strips from that and 2 1/2-inch strips from that are going to go right onto our page. Let me put my silicone mat in here, get my paper straight, because we are going to be putting things on kind of curved anyways, so I want to make sure I'm straight on the camera here for you all. We're going to use a little repositionable tape on our 1/2-inch piece. I also did pull our stars paper. You know what, I just pulled from the wrong pile, but that's okay because we are using the same size strips and the same mats on both sides of our page. We just have some different embellishments for each side. So I can go ahead and switch these over to this other pile. I always like to start with the left side of the page anyways. And let's use a little repositionable on our 1-inch strip as well, because this one is going to go across the bottom of our page about a 1/2 inch up from the bottom left corner, if you will, up to the about 1, 2 and a half, not quite. This is definitely a 1/2. I'll measure it before I say definitely, but it just is one of those that I'm getting used to, I guess, being able to tell. Yep, a 1/2 inch. We've got exactly a 1/2 inch here. And you will have a little bit of the composition paper showing at the edges, but once we get everything on here, it won't be super noticeable. This was something else I debated looking at the sketch, and it looks just so nice and clean on the sketch. And I'm like, did they add an extra thing? There's nothing in the measurements on there that says that they added anything extra. I don't know if I needed to visit the blog post to see if they did some special cutting for this, or I don't think they added anything. It doesn't look like they added anything. You could possibly cut an extra little triangle if you don't like having the base paper showing below it. That's all going to be up to you. Wow, I went completely off on my top strip here. Goodness. Okay, sorry about that. Let me fix this because it was way above my top of my page here somehow. So I'm just going to flip over my page and get this back to where it needs to be. Okay, whew. Maybe it was just a little bit too far up there at the top of the page. All right. So again, up to you if you want to add some little triangles from this paper, but I'm just gonna go with it. Go figure. We have 3 4x6 photo mats from the Stars paper that has the gray stripes on the back. And we are going to be working with the angle that we've created from this lower strip, just like they have it on the sketch. But we're going to mix it up a little bit here and add our own twist so we can get the 3 larger photos on our page. And that's also why I did start lower on the page here as well. Let me make sure I have space up here for my embellishment, and I do. Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't need to put that closer to the other strip here. Tape runner is here. Let's get some regular tape runner on each of these photo mats. And you want about a 1/2 inch also. Actually, that's about 1/4 inch. I'm sorry. Let me measure that for you as well. Yep, that actually is 1/4 inch from the top edge of our gold strip. And I'm eyeballing this angle here, going up and over, so that way it looks like it's following even more. This one on at about 1/4 inch as well. It's kind of hard with the composition base. It kind of has a lot of movement to it. And then we're going to go over, we want to make sure this one is actually on our page. We'll give it 1/4 inch between these two. And so it is going to be offset just a little bit, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing in this case. I have my "And So the Adventure Begins" for the title of our page. I want to use some foam squares for this one. As you saw before, I pulled in this white cap, and I actually thought about coloring this one red a little bit. My daughter's school colors are red and yellow and white. I thought about coloring it in red, but we're going to do something else with it instead. And I think it'll work out well enough. Here is my cap, and I have 2 diplomas. I don't know why I keep wanting to call that punch cap and gown. It's actually cap and diploma. So if I said the wrong thing earlier, forgive me for that. There's a lot to keep up with sometimes. Creative Memories puts out quite a few collections at a time, and so it can be a lot. All right, this one is going to get bit off center here. Oops, I want to make sure it's following the diagonal of our strip here. And if you want the measurements of this punch, I do have a short that will give you that information. All right, foam squares are here. And let's see if we can do a couple of larger ones through the middle, and then maybe a couple of smaller ones for this bottom parts here, just so we don't get any sag on it through our page. I think that should be pretty good, 4 of them. And if you do a quick search on my channel, I did a cap graduation layout. I think it was 2 years ago, because I think it was when my son was graduating. But if you search my page, you should be able to find that one as well if you're looking for more inspiration for graduation. The next thing I have here is my black dual tip pen, and we are going to right on the top part of our cap up here, because you know how a lot of times the students decorate them. We're going to put 2024 through the bottom part here, and I think I'm going to angle it. There we go, class of 2024. Oh, very exciting. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you have any graduates that you're celebrating this year as well. It's a nice time of the year. It's kind of a stressful time of the year as well. And then we also have our move coming up on top of it. So time is definitely not my friend right now, but I am filming as much extra content as I can so that way I can edit while I'm on the road and give you all some extra things to watch during my move. Let's see what I'll be able to do. All right, you know what? Let me put this down here, and then we'll just turn this because this composition page doesn't really have a top or a bottom. And this way, I can actually see that I'm getting it lined up instead of how I did it on the other side here. Let me put those away a moment. Let's get this out of the way. And we're going to line this up roughly the same place we did on the other side here. I just thought it would be nice to match our corners at least. And then this is going to be about a 1/2 inch. And it looks like we've had a little paper variance here. So this one is just, oops, nope, I got to get that top edge in. Okay, so it does need to go over just a little bit more. Okay, that's going down to about the 1/2 inch because then you have this top one edge ready to go there too. Okay, I think we got that lined up nicely. Move this one out of the way, put my stuff back in here. All right. So for this side of the page, I found this large embellishment that has these stars across the bottom, but we're actually going to cover them up just because I want to have the journal box, but I also want to have the photo mat on here. I want to be able to give it just that little bit of extra placement here. And so our journal box is going to be just inside of our top strip, following the same angle as our strip here and our photo mat, along with our other two mats here. Did I give that first one a 1/2 inch? I did. Okay, and then this one was closer to the 1/4 because we needed to fit this on the page, and bring that over a little. Okay, there we go. So this actually can go up a little higher. This needs to go right about here. I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive on my page to get this down because sometimes it's just easier that way. And once I put my mat on, it'll stay down better. And once you have your page protector on, it's not going to be a problem at all. Okay, there we go. This one matching this edge corner here, coming up about a 1/2 inch, and following the line of our diagonal there. And this is off just a hair, isn't it? Okay, because I want my lines to flow with the line of our paper here. There you go. That looks better. Back under just a hair. Okay. Let me just a little bit more on the sides here. There we go. Okay. So that one is down and ready to go. This one's going to come in from our edge. That one, like I said, it was just a little bit lower, I thought. But maybe this about that half-inch as well, coming in here, and then we gave it the 1/4 of an inch in between. So I'm just going to lightly put that one down. And then this one's going to come in just a little bit further because we do need to get the angle, as well as making sure this top right corner actually makes it on to the page as well. Looks pretty good. I think we'll go with that. That looks pretty good. Okay. The other thing I found in our embellishment pack is a stack of books with the hat on it, and that can fit in this corner right here, along with our other cap and diploma that I punched out with our black shimmer cardstock. And I'm keeping these closer. I'm not running things all the way to the end. Just kind of highlighting the middle a little bit more, which is kind of where they had the embellishments on our sketch as well. And I will show you that again in just a moment here. So I guess I'm going to put the tassel on one side of the page and the tassel on the other side of the page. And I hate to say it, but I forget which way you're supposed to start with and which way you're supposed to end with. But, you know, we'll, I guess, find that out when we go to do the prep for graduation. So maybe it's not so bad if one way on one side of the scrapbook page has it one direction, one side has the other, because these probably could be reversed pretty easily in your book. And I'll show you it both ways when I bring back in this other end. I might just put that on a little crooked. It's funny because it is crooked. It's, you know, that diagonal, but it looked like it was almost too diagonal there. Oops, my tassel. Okay, there we go, much better. And then our diploma 1 and diploma 2. All right. Okay, so here we go. This was my original intention with this layout. You can see how my tassels are kind of opposite. I've got the one here, but you could easily put your pages this way as well if you would like. So either way it works. And if you're concerned about which direction your tassel's going, although I guess this is one is opposite of that one, you know, whichever you like is how you can put your pieces on your page. This was my inspiration again, and I just decided to run it as a angle through both pages. But I did add this little strip across the top as well. All right, let me know what you think of my pages. I am going to get our card put together here in a moment as well. All right, so our card is going to be a quick and easy one this time. I actually made my card base a little bit smaller this time. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4. This is one of our blank cards from our blank card kit, using the same paper that we used for our highlight on our page layout. That is going to be our base of our card. There we go. And then I found this really fun class of embellishment to put on our card here, and I forgot to reinforce my edges of my card here. No problem. Well, it looks like that one actually is, oh, here we go. Open it up and just add a little bit of extra because I don't want my paper flapping as people go to open the card. There you go. Much better. Put on your class of star. And we're actually going to not fill this one in just in case you opt to not give it this year. You can write in whatever year you go to give this as a card to your graduate. And I pulled out this sticker from our sticker set that says, "Follow your dreams." And I just thought it was so simple, and it really is a sweet sentiment that we're going to go ahead and put it on this. Actually, you know what? Let's put it in the center of the right side. There we go. Follow your dreams. And here is our card. It's done. Quick and easy one this time. Thought about adding a couple of the stripes like we did in the layout, but I thought, that would require my cutting an extra piece of paper. We could have used one of the border stickers if you want to add something like that going through as well. Up to you. I just think that sometimes to have that extra little bit of simplicity is striking as well, and especially since we had the shimmer effect on the star. All right, well, that's it for this one using our You Graduated collection. Until next time.